Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is your captain speaking here on Captain Clyde's MTG. Today, we're going to talk about Ultra Fox. Uh, this was a company back in February tried to separate Wizards of the Coast from Hasbro. Had several people on it. Got on the board of directors, separate Hasbro from Wizards because they said Wizards made more money by itself. Hasbro was not helping, so forth and so forth and so on. However, here in this last quarter, actually Hasbro itself actually had good sales as well, which is not normally the thing. Um, but then again, with the COVID pandemic and everything going on, I could see where that is a thing. I mean, when you've got nothing to do, why not buy a board game or two to, hang out at your house, get it delivered to your doorstep so nobody touches you or it. Then you can hide in your house and play Monopoly for hours on end, and maybe actually, in the 6 months or so that we had that shutdown, I'm sure somebody probably squeezed in at least one Monopoly game. Maybe two. Anyway, moving right along. Before we get started with all this and what Hasbro actually has to say about Alta Fox and what that was all about, uh, don't forget to subscribe. I'm on my way to 1,000 subscribers. Most of you guys obviously don't subscribe because that's just what the data analytics tell me. So hit that subscribe button, smash it. I appreciate all the help I can get. Plus, you'll get to see all the new videos that come out, especially if you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Comments down below help me feed that YouTube algorithm so I can get some more views. And also, if you've done everything you can, and I do appreciate everything you do, links in the description to the eBay store, Patreon for extra support, and even an email if you want to reach out. I'll be more than happy to read that and get back to you. Um, Nothing like a little friendly talk between friends, right? That's what we do here. So anyway, um, tray tables and seat backs in full upright position because we're going to take off into what Hasbro has to say about Alta Fox and what is going to be happening because believe it or not, it's actually not over yet. Although I think it is over, but it's not. But it could be, but it is. So, what we have here is Wizards of the Coast themselves, Hasbro, sorry. Hasbro came out from the board of directors with a letter. This letter was sent around to several people on the board, what have you, to give their opinion of Ultra Fox and what's going on. And this particular link that we're going to look at is on Star City Games. Feel free to go check it out if you want. But once we're in here, we'll read through what the juice of the matter is, and then we'll actually pull up the letter itself and then feel free to pause the video if you want to read through the letter. Um, I'm not going to read through the whole thing for you because this is not story time. Although it could be, but since I don't get very many subscribers, it's not story time. I got better things to do, like take a nap. God, I'm tired. All right, so with all that said, let's go and take a look at what Hasbro, excuse me, said about Wizard of the Coast separating and what Ultra Fox's proposal is. So here is the link from Hasbro. It says Ultra Fox lacks understanding of business. Finkel, as in John Finkel, has no experience in leadership roles at corporate companies. So this letter to Hasbro shareholders explains how hedge funds nominees are unfit for board positions and spinning off Wizards of the Coast would provide no value to the stockholders. So basically, Ultrafox is a small hedge fund of investors who got together, wanted to buy a chunk of Hasbro to get Wizards out from under it for whatever the reason may be, which is probably the fact they see it makes a lot of money. And for some reason, they believe it would do better without Hasbro. Now, as we read through this, you're going to see this from several different sides. Take your pick on what you think. Feel free to comment down below. But let's run through it real quick and see what they say. So, as we go through here, it says Hasbro's issued a letter to its shareholders encouraging the vote, which will happen on June 8th here for the board of director nominees, to vote against Ultra Fox, basically saying that their nominees are not worthy of the board. They're not worthy. Anyway, so this letter states that Ultra Fox Hedge Fund and its 5 nominees lack an understanding of Hasbro business, including most significantly Wizards. It says the proxy fight is ill-timed and that Ultra Fox agenda will not create value for shareholders. The letter continually explains how CEO Chris Cox doubled the size of Wizards of the Coast business over 3 years and should be the one to lead the way. It also states that Hasbro has invested more than $1 billion into Wizards of the Coast in just the past 5 years. So not only is Wizards making money, but supposedly Hasbro's been reinvesting into it. Now, also it says the letter goes on into detail, and all five UltraFox board nominees aren't fit to hold the position, stating UltraFox nominees lack corporate and business understanding across consumer products, entertainment, and gaming, all of which are critical to Hasbro's long-term success. It says the nominees have limited qualifications, and if were to be added to the board, they would only serve to disrupt and distract the company from executing its strategic plans for the future of Hasbro. Now, it says here each nominee gets picked apart in the letter, which we're getting ready to look at, with the Magic the Gathering Hall of Famer Jon Finkel described as having absolutely no experience in leadership roles at corporate companies. With the full summary, it reads below. This is the summary they picked out. Jon Finkel has absolutely no experience in leadership roles at corporate companies. He is the first and foremost a gamer and fan, and does not have experience in driving growth and strategic value at digital gaming companies, smartly allocating capital, or delivering returns for shareholders. We welcome his passion for our products, but passion for a couple of product lines does not qualify him to sit on our board. So there you have it in a nutshell. Basically, the old slap around um, of whatever Ultra Fox's group is and what they're doing. And from what I've seen from a lot of stuff online, people talking about it, it all seems very shady and so forth. I'm not really sure what's going on, but it says here the letter concludes with a clear message of reject the Ultra Fox nominees, vote for Hasbro's board of directors. Um, so it's very interesting. I think to a point they are correct. I'm not sure that these individuals who are Magic players have the knowledge and foresight or even company business prowess to be on the board to direct a multi business like this. They're only, in my personal opinion, interested in Wizards of the Coast, and they made that obviously clear by wanting to separate from Hasbro, um, which is not always a good thing because Hasbro does have a lot of stuff going for it, like how it does distribution, so forth and so on, maybe, along with a lot of other stuff as well. Now, am I fond of Hasbro? Not really, because I don't like some of the things that they do, but they did and are making Wizards a somewhat better place, and at least keeping the game alive for all us fans who love it so much. So, with that said, let's click here and see the full letter from Hasbro. So, it says here, uh, April 25th, that is today. It says files definitely proxy material, so urges shareholders to vote on white proxy card, yada, yada, yada. So here it says, dear shareholders, as a Hasbro investor, you face critical decision at the company's annual meeting, which will be on June 8th, which is to vote the hedge fund named UltraFox Opportunities Fund LP, together with its affiliates, UltraFox, which only recently acquired shares in Hasbro, which amounts to 2.5%, if I didn't mention that earlier, is attempting to install 5 dissident director nominees who lack any relevant industry experience to push an agenda to spin off Wizards of the Coast of business. We believe this proxy fight is ill-timed and the agenda will not create value for shareholders. It talks again about Chris Cox and what he has done. It says here, ideally position him to lead and execute the optimal strategy for creating long-term shareholder value by growing Hasbro's world-class portfolio of assets across multiple play and entertainment categories. And then finally, we firmly believe in your best interest as a shareholder to give him an opportunity to execute his game plan. Says here, lacks understanding of business, including most significantly Wizards. We'll go through the bold parts. Hasbro's board of directors operates with the best interest of all shareholders in mind, as evidenced by the thorough succession planning processes identified by Chris Rock as Hasbro's new CEO. Down here toward the bottom, Chris Cox, the change agent who doubled the Wizards business over a 3-year period as our new CEO. Chris will apply the growth orientation and capitals discipline. Hasbro's invested $1 billion in Wizards in the past 5 years alone, and a spinoff would not create value for shareholders. Keeps going. A spinoff of Wizards would not create value for shareholders. Again, it says that is our view that it would limit growth as a result in meaningful missed strategic and financial opportunities for both Wizards and Hasbro business overall, in contrast to UltraFox's thesis. Hasbro maintains a firm and ongoing commitment to board refreshment, as it has one of the most diverse boards in the S&P 500. We're also looking into finding the best candidates, being relevant expertise to help guide Hasbro's leadership to strong development. Wow, this thing is long. Um, Again, I'm not going to go through all of it. We've already hit 10 minutes. Feel free to pause the video if you would like to look at some of this. Um, wow, there's a lot here. But anyway, so that's the gist of it. So come June 8th, which is quite far away actually. It's only April, May, and then June 8th, so we got about another whole month. We'll hit back on this topic again, as I'm sure it will probably rear its ugly head um, as we find out what the results are of this endeavor. So, also to mention too, if you didn't see it on the other page, they denied the 5 nominees earlier and instituted 2 more spots that were not people from Ultrafox on the board of directors. So um, they're doing everything they can to complete this. All I'm going to say is at 2.5%, they are no Elon, and this may be a fruitless effort. And honestly, not understanding what they're trying to do with it is another thing that makes me question stuff. So, with that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry to be so boring with actual news, but hey, until next time, be kind. And as always, I hope to see you across from the game table.